Nice.
Alright, welcome back. Back with Mia and Dan again. And we're going to move on to caves. The fastest and safest way to progress to the sea base is through a network of earthen tunnels. The victims of nuclear fallout have taken shelter here, eventually surrendering to the symptoms of the contamination. Ooh. Scorpion's Hunter, nice.
Oh.
I am. Yeah, I am. I am him. Let no other man say otherwise. I might just show him. Because I'm going to show you one day, aren't I? My little well-spoken comrade? Plans so tame. Tame. Because they have been eroded to a status of submission. Plans once so fitting. Because they have been seen by evil glances. Devilish. Plans only for a man like
Love it. Just love that delivery.
I am. For these plans made for Scorpions.
It's a good cutscene.
I am Scorpion's Hunter. Yes, that's established.
Nice.
Some
Yeah.
depressing business.
He'll be back.
Relevant business. Business? No.
We commissioned, but there was no money involved. But Taja was happy to do the music for this scene. I think I showed him the image. I showed him the footage of the scene without the sound. So I was like, we need a moody track for this, and he wrote it brilliantly. But obviously, I didn't want him to hear the voices and how inappropriate it is for the mood of the tune. So the mood needs to be straight faced, and he did brilliantly. In fact, we reused that track in another scene. I think that just might be revenge theme, because by coincidence, whenever a character's talking about revenge, that tune is very good to play.
Oops.
Yeah, that's a guy I met over here called Sam. Great guy. But the more the more ridiculous of his takes, I had to like stealth record him for. Like I was like, you got to be a bit like, oh, I'll have to complete my mission. And he's like, and then he'll say, oh, what like, and then he does the take that you hear there. I'm like, yeah, exactly like that. Luckily, I was recording at the time. But then when I'm like, okay, go, he plays it too straight afterwards as well. So it's like, fuck, we just have to use the ones that he was just trialing out, kind of thing. Which is a good reason why I would always like keep the recorder on as much as I could, even when it was someone's first time doing a take. Usually they were like, well, I want to do it rough first without the recorder, kind of thing. And I'm like, now let's do it because we don't know what other unintended gems we'll get. And also, you know, you don't want to do it, practice it, and then suddenly be like, oh fuck, there's a new element of a recorder here, and now I feel under pressure, and now I can't do it, kind of thing. So you want to rip the plaster off straight away and get people used to the recorder being there, kind of thing. If anyone's interested in amateur voice acting shit.
Small technical issue here. I'll be right back.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, Caves is quite a simple level, really. It's actually one of the ones that I tried to get people to play first because it's just running around with a rocket launcher mostly. It's quite easy to underestimate how much damage these mutants do to you. Already died.
I was going to say this weapon seems like quite impractical for this confined environment.
Well, the thing is, you have to, maybe it is a little bit, maybe a grenade launch would be better, but you have to blow these guys up. You can't shoot them with normal guns, or they die briefly, but then they get back up. So you need something explosive. Yeah, you're right. The grenade launch is probably a bit better in this situation. And again, you can change the equipment if you want.
It's funny. The grenade launcher and the RPG are like the two main explosive weapons. I mean, Demolisher as well, but I think if we want pure explosions, it's RPG and grenade launcher. And I think you prefer overall the grenade launcher, right, Greg? But I really like the RPG out of the two.
Well, grenade launcher I find more fun, and this one's more useful to like as a sort of strategic, tactical one when you like hide around a corner and shoot people.
So maybe I like it for the cheesing.
Yeah. So the way to go really is down the south bit, but the thing I just found there was a spade. So oh, now I've got the spade. You can dig this dirt. There's a trait box in there. So that's kind of the one slightly more interesting thing. And then we got this mysterious coin box, which you want to talk about those, Dan?
I thought you were going to talk about these.
Okay,
first.
well, fine. Well, on this level, I think there's actually 2 of them, and the rest are traits that you find. But yeah, there's all these bits of dirt throughout this level. It does exist on other levels, but there's usually only one coin box. And I guess, I don't know if you had the idea to add these or if they're a really old idea, Dan, but yeah, they I'm just going around trying to find all of them, but it's kind of interesting, yeah, on this level, because there's so many of them. But yeah, basically...
What do they do, the trait boxes?
Yeah, the trait boxes, when you... So they exist on every level. There's 5 of them per level. So they're good for just adding secrets in. But they, on the equip screen, you can kind of give yourself an extra challenge if you use them. So they do a few different effects, like depending on the color of them. So I think one of them, like, there's fat and skinny, so they like make you a bit slower or like lighter to recoil and like less health. And I think fat, if you move really, really, really fast, then you die instantly from a heart attack. Like, just stupid stuff. Like I said, to give yourself an extra trait. Berserker, I can't actually remember what that does. I think it makes you shoot a bit faster, but then also has some downside. I don't use them very much. But then the coin hoards, which are what you normally need the spade for, sort of throughout the game. If you get enough of those, you can unlock new game modes. So there's different game modes where like you play through the whole game without dying, and like which is very realistic. Anyone's ever going to do that. And there's one which you get a set amount of money. You get like as much money as you want from the start, and you've got to complete the whole game with that one equipment. So yeah, that's the way they work. They basically get you extra unlocked game modes. It's kind of nice.
Is there like a capture the flag game mode?
No, it'd be nice to have some like, it's obviously the dream to add multiplayer, but the engine's really not capable of like that. So I guess one other note about the rocket launcher is this water. So it homes normally, right? It follows the mouse, but in water it just sort of goes straight and it doesn't home to the mouse. Alright, I've used all my RPG ammo, so this is going to be interesting. So just run past. And that's the level. And I found every trait box.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you used to make it that to get trait box, you had to finish. You had to get all 5 in order to get the traits. I remember in the past you were like,
really?
You should make it like that. And yeah, and then you were like,
Yeah,
no, wait a minute,
much.
that's too hard.
Yeah.
I think you correctly second guessed yourself there.
But with the trade boxes, you have to win the level as well. So there's another, the sort of harder, more like unique unlocks and like interesting secrets in the game. Like you get dies for them. And you just have to just collect them. You don't have to complete the level, but the trade boxes need to complete the level. Alright, well yeah, that's quite a simple level, as I say, so let's go to the cutscene.
I mean, I could talk about it afterwards, but like, there's 2 anecdotes of when Oscar played it. I was like, oh, this is a good level, because he played the tutorial first, and he was like, fuck all this floating shit and boosting shit. It's got to be this, Dan. You got to be doing this. I'm like, I don't know. And then, yeah.
Like I said, I kind of like this level for beginners because it's relatively simple, and you know, it's like a reasonable challenge. Like I actually died on that a few times. Like not too hard, but so I think again this could have come way earlier. But
it's also a good level because it's satisfying. It's satisfying to blow up, you know,
I think that's
mutants with a big explosive.
Yeah, the mutants are quite satisfying to blow up. Yeah. Alright, let's see there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, this is a good cutscene.
It's fine. Nothing happened. Slayer's coming forward anyway.
He'll protect you. You still trust me? Out there, because that's what's important.
Relax. I trust your principles. That's why you did it, right? Because it was the correct thing to do? You know, not so that you could climb a ladder or
I mean,
anything.
if it's not obvious,
Hey,
they're
Matt.
supposed to be tripping, right?
No, just the cloth effects, vibrato, a lot of those.
Not really. I don't know.
No.
It's just, well, if you want to take that interpretation, I guess. I mean, they're just in hedonism land, aren't they, I guess?
A lot of it's for personal gain.
I don't
So
think...
maybe they are, maybe everyone is, or maybe they fucking
Alone with him?
engineered the sky to be like that.
I mean,
Why do you keep staring at that?
That skull, Slayer's told me, when he worked with antivirus, the antediluvian system antivirus companies, they'd send out a signal just like that. It was for the cypunks to pick up.
So this was fun
The signal would be
to do.
anonymously
This
sent
is a good
through,
one
so anyone
to
who knew about it would expect it to show.
animate. I think it was supposed to be quite kind of frequent locations at a party.
Protected from detection owned by the
And yeah, I like drawing the buildings.
cypunks.
Just again, the lag makes it a bit annoying, and that kind of background effect
And
you put there is good,
potential exploits would make to
but it
use
also
this
increases the lag a little bit more.
software.
yeah, I
Um,
kept adding trippier
but
layers to it. Didn't I?
it's-
Well,
But good
in the end,
visuals. I like the
public
visuals.
would spend more currency on the antivirus necessity.
Who was that guy in the background? Got to pay attention.
It can only be for one reason: political agenda.
I forgot his name
If I was a
actually. This
cypher,
guy.
I would
right?
like to know why I was being used by a government.
Yeah.
Or I'd allow
Oh, why
myself to be a
forgot his
tool
name?
for plausible deniability.
Maybe he'll
$0.10?
come back.
Nah, they'd probably get him.
Yeah. That's
Besides,
10 cents. Voiced by Matt G.
already knew all that they need to.
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very dry, like, non-dramatic conversation. But, like, I wanted some of that dry stuff as well. Just, like, people chatting, like, very raw, I think, slice of life I've heard it referred to as well.
Did he
I
say
think that's
that
the fucking
it-
anime terms or whatever.
All right, so James made
Uh,
Octave leave the room, right? And then so he's like, "What did he say?" Kind of thing.
Yeah. If they do say an interesting, so maybe Hawaiian Baby Woodrose is hiding some opinion, or maybe he generally didn't give a shit about what was said there. Who knows?
Oh, look, this thing is flashing. That is because I unlocked some game
Oh.
modes from those coin hoards. I mean, this will make us start a new game, but because I got two of these coin boxes. You get this campaign where you play through the game and you earn money as you go. Kind of like you might expect from a normal game, where you kind of keep the same guns as you progress through the game. But and then this one's hardcore, where it's the same except if you die once, then you just lose. Which, I mean, if anyone ever completes these hardcore modes, that's very impressive. I've not even really attempted them myself, but it was something we wanted. It was an early idea to have this, but yeah, we're back. Anyway, cool.
What are you saying, Mia?
Nice. Yeah, hyped to play more. Wanna get back to those cutscenes?
Yeah, no, those cutscenes are. Yeah, I think they give you some stuff. It depends whether you're into those characters or not. You might be like, wait a minute, don't show me these characters. I'm already following this other story. I don't see how these guys are relevant. They're not interesting to me. That, I mean, that's a consideration of like what a perspective would be. But that's what it is. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I think
I'm just saying that's an opinion someone might have.
like it is definitely hard to
Yeah.
follow because there's
But yeah,
even
I
when
like
they
the
mentioned
levels.
Sir James in that last one, you're not sure who that is. I mean, we are because I know, but I guess he's talking about roasting you harshly and talking about that conversation, so you might just about get it, but there's certain things that are hard to follow. And then again, like, it's lots of random characters, but you know, as you said in one of the previous ones, that's kind of somewhat the point.
At this point, I think what you're supposed to get, hopefully, is, I mean, if you're like, what the fuck, I think all you're expected to get at this point is some faces with names, and hopefully you can remember. So yeah, you should be able to identify that person as Sir James. And maybe just a little bit of the dynamics between two characters interacting, like either in the hierarchy of Mass City or, you know, age, and whether they're convivial or they trust each other or whatever, you know, throughout all of this branch. I think that's the main thing to get through. And obviously it would come more in branch B, but like it's also building up this idea of Tarmet and who Tarmet is until Tarmet's eventually kind of revealed.
Did they mention
So,
Tarmet?
that's kind of the point of these branches. They don't dare. Major Ironwood and Michael Dorn do.
Right.
He's supposed to be mentioned a lot in that end of Toxic Heel cutscene that didn't get made, and he's mentioned a bunch in Jungle, and he's been mentioned a lot beforehand as well. So you know,
I mean, I was
you got
gonna
a
say
good intro set up.
that like my motive for wanting to get back to the cutscenes is a lot more basic. Like, I just want to hear like my old voice and my pals' old voices. But actually, what you just said is relevant, because like I guess the bigger payoff is like finding out maybe eventually what it was all about. Because it's like when I was reading out the lines, like I didn't know what it was about either. So like I guess it's like the promise of the eventual payoff.
Yes, sure, fair play. I remember you saying that as well back in the time, especially in this big group cutscene that you, Harry, Dan G did together as well. It's funny as well because you're like, I think some people are like, well, what does that mean? And it's like, well, you guys are at the top of the hierarchy more or less in the story in terms of like who the characters you play. So you'd know, and there's stuff you don't know as well, and it's quite funny. Spoiler alert or not? This is Act 1 we've made, so some things won't be paid off.
That's not a spoiler.
Yeah, some things will. Okay.
I mean, it was supposed to be
like an
four
anti.
I suppose so. Well, I don't know. It is a bit.
And we
like,
made
if you're
like maybe
anticipating,
like 1.5 and like some. None of the cutscenes really fact to me.
None of the cutscenes really what, sorry?
In Act 2.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that in-game cutscenes apply. I think in-game info links and in-game flavor text appear a bit. And those kind of level descriptions that you actually asked for towards the later stages, they kind of clue you in on a bit. But yeah, we can get to that when we do some Act 2 levels. But yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of the story's lacking there, which I feel bad about. But we can talk about why later.
Cool.
If you want.
Right, should we leave the episode there then? Short one, but.
Cheers again, Mia.
Nice one. Till next time.
Cool. See ya.